Welcome, fellow art travelers. Today, I'm importing a traditional illustration on Photoshop to add a background and do a little paint over. After importing my scan, I played with the levels with an adjustment layer to get just the right amount of contrast. Then I checked to see if my drawing needed to be more saturated, but I felt like it didn't. So I selected my subject and duplicated it on a new layer. This way my original drawing would stay in the back in case I needed it to do some comparisons. When my character was on a separate layer, I moved it to get a more dynamic composition. So I added a color layer to see what would be my main color, and at first I wanted a complementary color for my grain, but you'll see later that I changed it after all. Anyway, I fixed my cutout afterwards because it really needed to be done. I did so with my eraser, and for the shoe I just painted it with white. When my character was all set, I started rendering my background. My reference image was a picture of clouds with motion blur. At first I was going to start with my darks, but remembered that I preferred to start with lights, and in the middle I decided a paper texture would match my traditional drawing and create a more harmonious piece. Here you can see me switch between darks and lights to build up my background right. And then, as I tried to recall some shading tips from art school that I seem to have locked somewhere in my brain where I can't find it, I decided to fix some details and arrange my cutouts. As you can see, I really couldn't remember how to shade. Luckily, it turned out well anyway. Sometimes I had to take out my adjustment layers in order to fix the original drawing. If you draw on your original layer with adjustments on, you will notice that the colors aren't the same as you picked because the layers above are modifying it. Just a tip. Since Instagram made my attention span even shorter than it already was, I decided that I actually wanted to continue my background. So I drew an organic shape, selected my pixels, and made a mask out of it. I opened the layer mask and filled my shape with black, then inverted it because I wanted to have my background inside the shape. After this, I continued rendering my character with the Pastel Palooza brush. I put my flow at a very low percentage because I wanted to replicate my texture. I also changed my background again, but don't worry, if you preferred it in pink, I have both versions on my print shop. As for my shading, I put a new layer on multiply mode and used colors from my background, such as pink and purple. For my highlights and details, I used a new layer again on overlay and used the color of her skin. In the end, I let perfectionism possess me and did a bit of nitpicking. When I was done, I got really excited because I thought this was my nicest piece in a while. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I guess I'll see you later. This is my cat.
he's in a bag, and it's so cute. He's actually gonna be my mascot, and when I get emotes, I'm gonna make emotes of him because he have the most like cute face pattern